When you study how time affects communication, you are looking at the nonverbal code of Chronemics. I'm sure you've heard the phrase time talks. This is the nonverbal code Chronemics that we will delve into on this video. First, a caveat. This is a deeper look, not a comprehensive discussion of this area of study in nonverbal communication that you can find with a few well-placed clicks on your keyboard. Okay, let's get started. Actually, there are different types of time that talk. Biological time refers to our biological rhythms. We all have circadian rhythms. As I record this, there's a movement in my part of the world to change the start time for high school students, claiming that teens are on what the National Sleep Foundation calls a later sleep-wake clock. As a result, they conclude, when it is time to wake up for school, the adolescent's body says it is still in the middle of the night and he or she has had too little sleep to feel rested and alert. During the day, we have a natural drop in energy at around 10, 2, and 4 p.m., leading the soft drink Dr. Pepper to develop an advertising campaign to link 10, 2, and 4 to traditional Dr. Pepper times, encouraging consumers to drink the sugar-filled Dr. Pepper to stave off those energy slumps. Another cliche is time flies when you're having fun, which relates to personal time. Our moods and interest levels affect our perceptions of whether time is flying by when we're watching a fascinating movie or dragging on interminably in a boring class. We also have physical time, like the time of the day, days of the week, and seasons of the year. There are certain times of the day when behaviors are acceptable or not acceptable. For example, in many parts of the world, it is deemed inappropriate to drink alcoholic beverages during daytime hours, especially working hours, hence the phrase, "it's 5 o'clock somewhere." We also tend to use time differently during holiday seasons. We have rituals and expectations, or at least we do in my family. And if you haven't already figured it out, our use of time varies by culture. Related to culture, time is often divided into monochronic and polychronic time, sometimes referred to as M time and P time. A clue comes from the prefixes. Mono means one, while poly means many. Do you do one thing at a time? Or do you schedule multiple things at the same time, devoting attention to what's most important to you at that moment? Before we discuss this further, realize that the time has passed when we unequivocally classified some cultures as monochronic and others as polychronic. We can't do that anymore. Some cultures still follow M time, while others tend to follow P time. The key words being tend to. Additionally, within cultures, there are co-cultures, such as the culture of business within a larger culture. Someone may subscribe to M time at work and P time in her personal life. And as we are all individuals, we may all view time just a little bit differently. This should become clearer as we look at each type of time in more detail. If you follow monochronic time, you tend to schedule one thing at a time and often in small, precise segments. We keep a calendar telling us what we need to do and where we need to go at what time. We move things around to make things fit. We arrange or manage our schedules. I'm in the United States, which leans strongly to monochronic time, so I feel I can use the word we here. We establish goals and then set tasks, often in a linear format, to help us achieve those goals. We often equate time with money and strive to be productive with the time we have designated to perform a particular task. Sounds like a business environment, right? Other cultures that tend to follow monochronic times are Germany, Scandinavia, and Japan. In comparison, if you follow polychronic time, you tend to have more flexible schedules, often scheduling multiple things at once and then choosing to do whatever is most important to you at the time. Time is more flexible to you. In many Latino cultures, the word mañana means not only tomorrow or morning, but I have every intention of getting to it tomorrow, but if something else comes up, it's probably not going to happen. Or at least that's what I was told when I pressed someone to be more specific on when they would get to my job. Other cultures that tend to follow polychronic times are Africa, South Asia, and Arab countries. What characteristics are likely to classify you as operating on monochronic or polychronic time? Do you schedule activities so that you can concentrate on one thing or task at a time? Or schedule lots of things for the same time and address whatever seems most important to you when it comes up? Do you stick to your schedule so that you can get things done on time, following a strict agenda? Or might you be a little more flexible, changing your plans often and not stressing about doing so? When you say you're going to be somewhere at a specific time, do you make sure you are, regardless of the occasion? Or does it depend upon the situation? Like some Hawaiians who, when told they have to be somewhere on time, they call it haole time. However, if it's called Hawaiian time, they're much less concerned about being prompt. But as I said earlier, you may not fall neatly into these two categories. You may have characteristics of both. When I work in an environment that values productivity and deadlines, I operate on monochronic time. When I'm on vacation, I tend to be more fluid in how I handle time, more polychronic. Okay, I stretched the truth there. Even at home or on vacation, I still tend to follow monochronic time. Things have to be done by a specific time. I get depressed if I can't cross off things on my to-do list. So even if I multitask, it's with an eye to being productive or to not waste time. I'm monochronic all the way. Status can also affect our use of time, such as waiting time, talk time, and work time. If you are scheduled for a job interview with a company executive at 10 o'clock, you'll likely show up early. However, you are probably expecting that the interviewer will likely be running a few minutes late, so you, as the lower status person, are willing to wait for the higher status person. Research also shows that those with higher status tend to talk more than those who are of lower status, either because they want to dominate the conversation or the lower status communicators are reluctant to interrupt or speak up. And higher status people, think of your boss, have more control over their time. Their work schedules may be more flexible. They don't have to punch a time clock. They can be late for meetings. They can cancel meetings or have others cancel meetings for them. On the other hand, they may work longer hours and spend their work time differently than those who work under them. Think about the role time plays in your life and think about how you apply your approach to time to others. Do you think poorly of people who don't return your emails quickly, don't get their work done on time, are constantly late, or seem to not care about meeting their commitments? They may not share your monochronic approach to time. Or might you disparagingly refer to someone as too tied to their calendars, not prioritizing family over work, or just too darn uptight about time? They may not share your polychronic approach. If so, you may be guilty of imposing your perception of time on others, believing that your approach to time is the only one, or the right one. Perhaps Albert Einstein got it right when he said simply, "Time is an illusion."